Welcome back to the Run Radio podcast. My name's Trina, and the artist spotlight today is shining on D Moore. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
We have added Compromise to our playlist, just added It's All Free. Those are both great songs. So tell me about your writing process, how long you've been in music, all the good stuff.
Yeah, so thank you so much. That makes me feel good as a new artist when my art is out and it's received well. My writing process, uh, I started just as an outlet when I was working in education as a teacher. As something creative to do as a ninth grade English teacher and then college counselor. And then when I left, I realized that I really enjoyed the process of writing music, and I wanted to just create something that I felt was missing now. There's really not too many artists that focus on that upbeat love kind of vibe, and that's what I was really raised on. So I wanted to, especially for the 50th anniversary of hip hop, if I'm gonna bring my stamp in, be a Queens artist, I might as well do it that way. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, who were some of your influences?
Oh yeah, so immediately LL Cool J.
Yes.
um, I think you could probably hear that. 50 Cent, but also artists like Prince, Michael Jackson, the way that they and It's All Free, the way that whole music arrangement kind of has a nice like New Jack swing kind of feel to it a little bit. And then it really stems from like artists like Prince that are really just masterminds with music, or even like Michael Jackson. So I'm just a really big music person. So I try to, as my project comes out, Romance Rap, the full EP, you'll hear a different range of influences in hip hop and how they shaped me.
It's All Free. I mean, you get that first beat and you just know it's going to be something you can get into. And I've listened to a lot of music, and you can often quickly get into a song or know you're going to have to listen to it a little longer to see if it's going to vibe. And this one vibes right away. It I love it. How come you decided to, are you still involved in teaching at all? Is that something that is still, near and dear to your heart, or did you just make a complete 180 from it?
Yes, I feel like once a teacher, you're always a teacher in some capacity, whether it's in my art. I don't formally work in education right now. I left last September. I got signed for acting and modeling actually during COVID.
Oh,
So it's been my pleasure to be able to do that and not work in education at the moment. But yeah, when you feel it and you hear that vision, I mean, you hear that call from above in your head. You either answer it or you ignore it, and I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to follow my dreams and put it out. So.
what's it kind of for look like for you kind of moving forward? I mean, it sounds like you've got a lot of opportunities and ways you can go. How are you seeing it over the next year or 2 years and going down the road?
Yeah, so this is the time as an artist I have to hit the pavement. So far for me, Europe has been streaming wise, it's been like a major market. So I definitely want to be able to ideally get over there and build a fan base. Also build a fan base here, get my name out there, hop on stage, meet people, uh, and hopefully go on from releasing my EP to finishing a whole album. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, exciting times right now.
Are you doing all of the work and production yourself?
So I did produce most of it. I wrote all the songs on it. I arranged it. It was definitely a project near and dear to my heart. Harsh Brown, actually, he was the main producer on It's All Free. He's a musical genius, 90s artist, but how he's able to bring music into it and how we were able to collaborate. But so far, a lot of it has just been me and in my ear. And to my surprise, I'm like, oh, wow, I can actually do this. So it's I'm excited to see what more things I have hidden in this brain of mine musically to share with the world.
Was music something you were always interested in growing up?
Yes, I was always interested in music. I was raised around it. Um, from the 90s group Intro. One of the members is a close friend of my father. So their music was always playing. My dad always had music videos playing. It was just something that I knew I wanted to do, but I didn't have the confidence
Hmm.
necessarily to start. It takes it takes a lot of confidence to be able to do this. It's a certain level of vulnerability to write something, create your own art, and put it out to the world for people to have opinions on. And that took me a longer time, I guess, in my life to be able to get to that place of comfort. But once I got there, there's no looking back. You
Nice.
put it out, and then you keep going. So it was always something I was around, but finally, I'm at the point where I'm able to express myself musically to the world.
Do you have a certain writing process that you do?
Um, every writing process is different.
Oh, really?
It's sometimes it stems from different motivations. Like Compromise, I wrote that actually after a breakup. I was working with the co-producer and making this beat. And I remember I was like, I want to make my Around the Way Girl. And that was kind of like my inspiration for the beat. But then when I got upstairs and I was just like writing to it, the feelings that was on my heart kind of took over, and then the song Compromise was written. And then It's All Free. That was actually the very first song I ever wrote in my entire life.
Hmm.
And that was actually me just sitting at a bar one day while there was like an open mic, and I just got this hook. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna write this down, and then I just built the song out. So I feel like when it hits, it hits. It could be on a plane, it could just be walking. Um, so yeah, I have a very random songwriting process.
It can't be forced.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a lot of live performances coming up?
Yeah, so I actually have a date coming up to be confirmed in November. Um, Horace Brown is actually going to be performing in Switzerland, in Denmark in November. So we're in talks of possibly getting me out there as well. So there's some dates coming up to be confirmed, but yeah, I don't want to put it out too early, but yeah,
I like that you enjoy kind of staying in a positive space. Do you ever find that hard to do?
very.
Yeah.
I think this is where I lean on my tribe, my family, to keep me motivated. It's very difficult, especially since I'm doing something different musically. I didn't want to do what everybody else was doing. That wasn't necessarily true to me. And whenever you do something different, there's always going to be an immense amount of blowback or opinions because you're following your own path. But there's a great reward in that. And for me, working with the students that I've worked with over my time in my life, um, I feel obligated to stay positive, and to believe in myself because I know that it's bigger than just me, and there are people watching, and I want to be an example for them. So while it's difficult, I'm attached to a larger purpose that keeps me going.
Excellent. What kind of things do you do to fuel your creative energy? Like, do you run, meditate? What's that look like in your world?
Yeah, so definitely go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the gym a lot just because that's the one place where you're actually like physically working on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of gets your mind tooled, also a certain level of discipline. And then that discipline leaks over into my artist space. Because as an artist, we could be very I mean, I say lazy, but lackadaisical, or very relaxed in certain things, and then the gym kind of puts in an order or a push to want to be better. So, I'm always trying to expose myself to new sounds. I'm always researching, reading, so I understand the business. So I'm keeping my mind sharp, and also I'm trying to teach myself how to play the piano now as well,
Oh, cool.
so that I can even get further into into music. I brought a music theory book because I wanted to understand the process of music. I know I have the ear for it already. So a lot of the things in the book is just giving me the specific terms. But I feel like as an artist, it's good to just have that kind of simple knowledge.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just trying to get further into my artist to grow and really do the profession of music justice, not doing it for popularity, but for the love of the art.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. What does it look like for you in terms of being an independent artist versus signing with someone? Do you want to stay forever independent? What's that vision for you?
Uh,
I know, it's a big question.
wow. Yeah, that's a good question because my initial answer was no, I don't want to be independent forever. When you're independent, you got to wear so many different hats. Um, but there is a reward to being able to stay independent. But for me, if I'm able to be in a space where I could just create, and that's where I'm able to put most of my time into, oh my God, what I'd be able to create would be insane.
Yeah,
So I would definitely say I would love to be signed. I definitely, or even a distribution deal, um, so I can kind of get that established machine behind me to really push my sound out there because it's difficult as an independent artist.
it is.
But I'll say so far, 3 weeks in, um, I've had streamers in over 50 countries already. I'm on multiple different playlists. So putting into perspective, it's like, wow, as an independent artist, someone who nobody knows, I'm able to put my fingerprint around the world, but I also know what you're up against and how much more extraneous that process could be. So hopefully there's a deal that I can that'll be perfect and ideal for me coming soon, hopefully.
Well, and I like what you said about, basically honoring the artistry of it instead of the popularity of it. What would you say to the other people out there that are, I mean, hustling for lack of a better word to, make their music, do the day job and all of the things? What would you say to that person to kind of help keep their encouragement up?
Don't give up, but also try to find ways to um, you know optimize your time because if when you're an indie artist, unfortunately in this day and hour they want you to be everything. They want you to be a content creator, they want you to be a marketing genius, and it's like, all right, I could spend all my time doing 15-30 second reels, or I could be working on songs, or we're kind of as artists now, if you want to be popular, you're gonna have to tend to a certain audience, or you're gonna have to continue to get more extreme because that's the nature of popularity. You have to
I didn't get
constantly.
that.
Oops,
Could you
sorry.
try again?
Serious button in my conversation. uh, but you kind of have to keep being more extreme or doing more things to get people's attention. And I think previously your art was supposed to be the thing to do that. And I know there's a balance, but for those out there that really do care about the music and you're juggling a lot of things, just believe that there's space for you. You just got to find the right audience and find the right tactics through research to be able to best use your time to get your music out there. It's not impossible, it's difficult, but if you're meant to do it, you'll do it. As I'm trying myself.
I know. I mean, there's a lot of noise, but they say there's room for everybody. So it seems like you're definitely finding your tribe, your way, your village. And I wish you all the luck. Please come back when you've got your EP ready to go. Let's talk about it. I'm excited to follow along your journey. You have such a bright energy about you. Thank you for sharing that with us today. I appreciate it very much. Tell everyone where they can go to keep up with you and find your music.
Yeah. So firstly, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to speak to me. As a up and coming artist, moments like these are definitely very important, and I don't take them for granted. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, and for everyone who took the time out to listen. You can find me on Instagram at d.moreofficial, and you could find me on all streaming platforms, d.more, and you can stream up my singles Compromise featuring Horace Brown, and it's all free. And I have my full EP coming out soon. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Be sure you're listening and watching to hear D Moore and other great independent artists at runradio.net.